If you've ever dreamed of flying high, you're in luck, because today, the sky's the limit. I'm Caiden Miller, your host for American Dream TV, and today we're at the Hillsboro Municipal Airport, where we'll be talking with the Chief Flight Instructor from Ace Air Academy, and it's almost time to take off. So now we're here inside the hangar at the Hillsboro Municipal Airport, and we are with Caiden Miller, who is the Chief Flight Instructor for the brand new Ace Air Academy here. And Caiden also happens to be my son, so I'm very proud. And Caiden, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me, I appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about how you got started in this career.
Yeah, absolutely. So it goes back all the way to my great-grandfather, who was in the Air Force. And then my grandfather was actually VP of Southwest Airlines in the late 90s. And then my father has built his career in aviation. So I definitely grew up all around aviation and airplanes and air shows and all those kinds of things. And so having that influence growing up, when I was in third grade, decided I wanted to be a pilot. Made that decision that that's what I want to pursue for my career. It worked out great. And so ever since then, just been pursuing that, doing games at home, simulators on my computer as I couldn't fly, and then in my junior year of high school, went on a discovery flight to see that's what I wanted to do, and I loved it. It was absolutely amazing. So from there, kind of gave me that motivation to go to college, went to 𝙒𝙪𝙧𝙤𝙪 State University, got my bachelor's in commercial aviation. While I was doing that as well, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year, all those years you get your rating. So freshman year was my private pilot rating, sophomore year was my instrument, and then from there, commercial, multi-engine, and then now my instructor license.
So in your young life, this has been like your whole life.
Absolutely.
Airplanes. And now you get to teach others how to fly these airplanes and do it in a safe way and the right way.
Absolutely.
And all the good things.
Absolutely, yeah. Aviation is very dependent on safety and regulations. So not only being safe in the plane, but also following all the rules and regulations that are set in place.
So Caiden, now we're in your airplane that you train your students in. If someone is interested in becoming a pilot and learning from you, what are their first steps? What can they do before they even call you to maybe start learning more about it?
YouTube is a great resource, but also just different ground school courses. They start you from knowing nothing to then being able to take your final test. So they'll go through the basic gauges, what exactly they mean, how they work, what they do. I know it looks like a lot of things happening right here, but once you kind of break it down, go one by one, it really does start to make sense, and they all kind of work together, and it all just makes sense in the end.
So thank you so much for showing us around the airplane. This is definitely the cool part that everybody thinks of when they want to become a pilot, but there's a lot more that goes into it.
Absolutely, there's a lot of groundwork that goes into it for sure.
Okay, so come show us where all of that takes place.
All right, let's go.
So we've moved locations to another hangar where you have your desk that you work at to do some flight instruction things. And you were saying how it's more than just flying the plane, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of ground school that actually goes into it. So like I was kind of explaining in the aircraft, all these gauges do different things, and that all comes with ground knowledge. So not only what the gauge is reading you, but also how it works, what it relates to flight, and how to use it efficiently, as well as rules and regulations. So, that's airport rules, ground rules, like what's going on the taxiway, how to avoid other aircraft, how to communicate with aircraft, communicate with ATC. There's a lot of ground that goes into it. So it's not all just fun flying.
Right.
You have to be very self-motivated and just very motivated to get it all done on your own on the ground side of things.
So Caiden, every individual pilot has their own logbooks that they're responsible for keeping, right?
Yes, ma'am, yeah. So after every single flight, you actually use a book just similar to this. There's different sizes. We also have this little one here, same kind of concept. But after every single flight, you want to log the date, the aircraft type, which airplane it was, where it was, how many landings, how long, and then me as a CFI will sign off the student's logbook initially kind of what we did and giving authorization for the training to be done.
Okay, so ever since you took your first discovery flight, you've been tracking your hours.
Yes, ma'am. Every single flight, every single landing, everything has been tracked.
And that's a big deal for a pilot, to how many hours they have.
Absolutely,
shows
yeah.
Their experience.
Yep, how many pages you have in your book filled out. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, very cool. So Caiden, day to day, whenever you're not teaching students, you work for your boss with DW Air Services, repairing and maintaining aircraft.
Yes, ma'am.
So you guys are excellent mechanics, very in demand. Your boss is actually in New Mexico right now, working with clients there, fixing their airplanes. So tell me about your day. You come in, what are you doing to this project right here?
Absolutely. So this is a Cessna 172. It's in for an annual inspection. Every aircraft, especially in general aviation, needs an inspection every year just to make sure everything's working properly. So not only the engine, the airframe, there's no cracks you don't know about, nothing's being worn you don't know about. Just really give a good once-over to make sure it's safe to fly.
Okay.
So right here we have the cowling off. So I saw another airplane. Here's that nice cover. This kind of gets it off, but you get to see the engine and kind of reveal everything underneath. And really we're just going through it to make sure the cylinder's working properly, we pull spark plugs, there's a lot of things like that. We're checking the exhaust shielding here, make sure there's no cracks there, and just make sure everything's working like it should so it's safe to fly.
And it's definitely over and above what you're doing at the flight school, but it just adds another layer of safety and security for your students that you actually know what you're doing with this aircraft.
Absolutely.
So, okay, enough talk about the airplanes. I'm ready to go on a discovery flight.
Let's do it.
Okay, great. So Caiden, thank you so much for taking the time today to tell us all about ACE Air Academy and for taking me up on my first flight in this aircraft with you. It's very exciting.
Absolutely.
So if you're in the area and you're looking to learn how to fly, reach out to Caiden and Dan at ACE Air Academy. I'm Caiden Miller, your host of the American Dream TV, and I can't wait to see you next time.